Just gonna sync up the audio. Okay. It's really hard to describe exactly what I'm going for, but I've just felt like in the past making music, there was kind of like a lack of realness. There's a lack of feel in mixes or in songs in general that kind of made it really hard for me to listen to music. And I think a lot of people have gotten kind of like almost numb to just everything having to hit you as hard as possible, or everything to just be super perfect. And we're in a world where everyone is kind of sick of everything being perfect. And I'm not saying I'm trying to make bad productions or anything, obviously not, but I'm just gonna play it, and I'm just gonna not edit it too much. I used to edit everything super, super tight to the grid, but there's something that you're missing from a production or from a song. When you take the emotion that you were feeling, even when you were playing a guitar, you take the emotion that you felt out of that. And so it just kills any of your human dynamic, any of your emotion that you were really feeling, and you're just leaning on the vocals. But I think a good instrumental that's emotional can also really, really, really add to a song and make it extra special. Because there's a lot of people out there that can sing, but there's not a lot of people out there that can make a complete production that is just absolutely full of emotion and vibe, as perfect or imperfect as it may be. So I just play the guitar, I play the part, I lay it down, and if it's super tight, it's super tight, and I keep the take. And I don't really mess with it too much. I might slide it over a little bit on the grid, just from the latency, to adjust for the latency from the interface, but not to make it perfect, if that makes sense. The kind of music that people have been missing for so long and want to get back to is somebody being very real, coming into the studio or writing down ideas that are actually how you feel. Even lyrics nowadays are missing, they're missing some specificity. They're not specific enough, and the best songs are the ones that are very direct on it. You know what it was about. You know, it paints a picture. It tells a real story. And I try to paint as good of a picture as I can about how I feel in my brain and what actually happens. You know, if there's a lyric that I'm writing, I feel like it's going to be embarrassing, I leave it in there on purpose, because other people probably feel that. And you'll notice that when you're telling something to somebody that's pretty general, right? Even just in your day-to-day life, you're telling something to somebody that's very general. You'll notice that they might nod and agree with you, but then once you tell them specifically how you feel, they go, oh yeah, and then they connect with you more because you're vulnerable in telling them something very specific about how you're feeling. That's very enlightening, and it's something that I really, really try to always keep the integrity of that when I'm making a song. And I really want just the production to be real, natural, but still modern. You know, I don't want it to sound old on purpose, right? I'm not doing that. We're not about that. But I want it to push the speakers. I want it to hit you. I want it to be impactful. And I want there to be an atmosphere. I really think that the best songs have a great atmosphere. And I'm not afraid of whatever effect I'm going to put on something. I'm not afraid of adding a part if I need to. But also, at the same time, I'm not adding more than what needs to be added to the song, I think. And I'm always getting better at these things. I'm not perfect at it. That's just the goal. That's just the goal of what we're doing. I want to be as real as possible, and that includes putting my feelings out there, giving whatever message I want to give to the world, because that's part of the music. That's part of the journey, is bringing people up with me and basically collecting people together that kind of feel like they're in the same boat with me, and I like that. Those are the people that are going to be fans in the future, if they're not already right now. I don't know if I even have fans right now, but you know, in the future we do have times that make us feel really bad. and we do have things that are okay to talk about and that are okay to reflect on and feel in that moment. And so I kind of write stuff for people who want to put themselves in that space of reflection and have that moment with themselves in the car or at work or whatever. They can put in something that like resonates with them, and maybe they will turn things around, or they'll start to see life differently, and just contribute to the betterment of society by just being real, and the message being just to be real. And thank you everybody for the support so far. It's been absolutely incredible, and I think that this is gonna go a lot farther than I think it is going to. So thank you guys, and hope you guys have a good one. Let's get this thing off of me. I feel weird. I feel like I'm in a 60 Minutes interview right now, and I'm also super stoned.